Well, welcome to our space here in downtown Matthews. Every time we walk in here, we're reminded of the team that it takes to make Silent Images run. We see artwork on the wall from friends we've met along the way. We see a pile of rocks that represents the donors who have supported us. We see photographs of just a few of the stories that we've been honored to tell over the past 15 years. And every time we tell a story, our prayer is that that story will go out and motivate viewers to go, give, or pray. But it also leaves us changed. And I hope you enjoy hearing from my team for the stories that impacted them the most this past year in 2022.
Hey, I'm Tim, and I'm the Director of Operations at Silent Images. One of the projects that I really enjoyed working on this year was working with Gethsemane Garden Christian Center for the second time. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and it was really fun to be able to go into the history of the organization and create a longer form video for them. At the very end of the video, their co-founder talked about just where God has led them over the past 20 years and the changes that have happened to the school and the island, and just looking forward to see what God has for the next 20 years. And pairing that with kind of slow motion footage and this thoughtful, pensive music just really added a strong tone, I think, to the end of the film that I really enjoyed.
We still can't dream big enough to know where Gethsemane will go. But we can't imagine what God will do.
This year I had the opportunity to meet Kendall and her family. At Silent Images, we have the chance to meet incredible people with stories of perseverance that inspire hope. It means a lot to me that her and her family have graciously welcomed us into their lives. Meet Kendall.
My parents, if I can tell, they are amazing parents I ever have, and they do anything for me. I will get older, I want to be a movie star in like California and New York, in Hollywood and Broadway. I have a job I'm capable. I want to get another job to do music and fashion.
Kendall's never met a stranger. She loves everyone, and she wants everyone to be her friend.
My favorite project this year was the film that we did for BraveWorks.
My name is Mariam. I'm from Afghanistan. I was working as a doctor, and I was working for the U.S. Army. Unfortunately, when the regime collapsed, so the Taliban came in Afghanistan, we had to escape from Afghanistan.
The project was a good challenge creatively, needing to conceal Miriam's identity for her safety, but simultaneously needing to create compelling visuals. It was one of those projects that you can't help but be inspired by, and listening to her left me with a renewed sense of passion for the work that Silent Images does.
So we left everything there, like we had a good life there. So BraveWorks could help us that we should know that nothing is impossible. I want to be a doctor again in the US, so BraveWorks could help me to rebuild like my hope, my dream.
Miriam's story reminded me of the unique position that we are in. We're able to tell stories across a wide spectrum of issues near and far by bringing awareness to injustices and restoring dignity to those in hard times, while pointing to organizations that are being a part of the solution and who do good work.
My favorite project from this year was with the Charlotte Lady Eagles. I joined Silent Images in September, and this was my first project with the team. I was really nervous and still learning how to become a videographer, but the team knew that I love soccer, and they kind of gifted me this project as my first one. As I was learning along with the team, I was getting to film stories for 3 faithful, strong, and passionate soccer players. And it was wonderful getting to learn about them and learn about videography and just be supported throughout that project. And I was so happy to just see what could come out of these stories, what I could find in myself as a videographer, And I'm so excited to continue making more of these types of stories with such a wonderful team.
One thing I love about SI is that we get to tell stories that matter. Stories that are true and honoring to the person that is telling that story. And behind every story is an editor, and that's something I've grown to love, is the editing process of telling a story. The beauty of getting to fine-tune the edges of each story in the best way that depicts who they are and depicts who God made them to be. So whether in South Korea or in Turkey or in Mecklenburg County, I'm just grateful for this past year and being able to tell stories that matter.
So that's just a sampling of the 168 stories we were able to produce this year, and thanks to you. So thank you for your support, your prayer, your encouragement throughout this year, and we can't wait to tell more stories in 2023.